So, my dear sisters and brothers, today is Mama's Day. Today is Mother's Day. And we want to hear from the mothers today. We want to hear from you who are mothers. And I say mothers, and I'm skipping all the adjectives. All the, whether it's single mother, foster mother, expecting mother, adopted mother. These are mothers. These are those who have been taking care of us and making sure that our humanity flourishes. Amen? Amen. So we want to hear from you, and we just want to hear something little. Don't give us too long stuff. Just tell us what for you. And so there's nothing wrong or right here. It's your experience. What makes your motherhood, what makes you make it through the motherhood? What is your secret, if you want, to live your life as a mother? How have you made it so far? You can also give us a theory if you want. My theory of motherhood is this. And this is what I've been trying to do in my life. And this is how I've made it through as a mother. So, without further ado, the first mother, the oldest mother, the youngest mother, 96. Oh, all right. So tell us, what is your idea of motherhood?
To learn to take one day at a time.
Amen to that? Yes? All right.
A mother is someone who knows love. You have to know your children, and it starts from the cradle.
Yes, from the cradle.
From the cradle.
Yes, all the way to the end, right? Come on, don't wait for me. Yeah.
I think it's important for a mother to raise her children to be smart, loving, but also to be strong. We have to know when to let go. We have to give them a little independence when they have a safety net, soft place to fall, but to know when to step away and let them be strong on their own.
A mother gives her children back to the Lord, number one. And another thing, a mother will love in spite of their faults, in spite of their wrong. A mother prepares her when a child does wonderfully good. But love is always there, and it's the most important thing, because that's what God gave us.
Amen. Yes.
Motherhood for me is immense joy.
Thank you.
Motherhood for me is symbolic of the love that my mother gave me. She was an immigrant. She married a black man in America, and that was a very courageous thing to do in her day. And she taught us patience and love and respect, and I love her for it.
To me, motherhood is not about ownership, first of all. It is about raising a child and mentoring that child through adulthood so that he can be the best person he could possibly be.
Motherhood is sacrifice and love.
Motherhood to me is tremendous joy, and motherhood is raising a person who is kind, compassionate, and thoughtful, and who inspires me every day to be the best person I can be.
I think next to love, the best thing we can give our children is to delight in them, to enjoy them. And now as a new grandmother, my greatest joy is to watch my daughters delight in their new babies.
I think as a mother, it's important that we learn from our children. Our children teach us every day. They're little people, and we need to listen to them just as much.
We're going to, yeah. Yes.
I think that motherhood is having faith in your children and what you've taught them. It's going to be with them as they grow older and seeing it happen, seeing it develop in front of your eyes. My two sons, I see it every day.
Motherhood is not so much what I've taught my daughter, but what she's taught me.
Well, let's hear from people here.
For me, motherhood is full of joy, and also it has its disappointments. And so as a mother, what has held me in good stead is that saying that it takes a village to raise a child, and I am so grateful for this village.
My daughters are 20 and 25. I tell them, you can tell me anything. I don't want to know everything, but you can come to me and tell me anything. And I have my mom here. My mom is next to me and she raised us in the church, and that's the best gift she could have ever given us.
Oh my. I'm a grandmother and a great-grandmother, and something you always have with you in your heart is your children. You pray for them, you worry about them. When they excel, you're a cheerleader. And when they come back to the Lord and come to church, you rejoice.
So what I've learned as a mother, children do not come with instruction manuals. I learned from my mother the power of being a prayer warrior. So to be raised by a woman who had God in her life is how I was raised, and to pass it on to my own child. And the last is you have to model the behavior that you want your children to be. They watch everything you do. They don't necessarily listen to what you say, but they watch what you're doing. Amen.
When we raise our children, we often try to mold them to being mirror images of ourselves instead of letting them blossom. And that's the key, that they become their own individual. And in order to do that, we have to really be cognizant of the times in which they are growing up, because that's the only way that we can help them with their problems.
Did you raise up your hand? Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, yeah.
So when I gave birth to this little boy right here 13 years ago, my heart was then on the outside of my body, truly. And so I had to make a decision, of course with God's help, to be empathetic, to be infinitely empathetic, because my heart was out there traveling in the world. And if I wanted my heart to be protected, I had to also take on that protection for other people. So as a mother, I've learned to be, I try to be, I don't know if we'll have to find out when Kames is 35 if he's still talking to me. But I try, the gift of empathy is what means so much to me, because when we have empathy for others, we are also making a way for our children and other people's children.
I learned from my mom that you have to have love and patience. And she raised 7 of us, and I raised 2 and 2 grandchildren. So I think that's what it takes.
I think one of the most important things about being a mother is, like someone else said, is at some point you have to know that you've given them the best that you can, and then you have to let them stand on that. But you never stop praying for them. You never stop hoping for them. You never stop being excited when they walk in the door. And I'm just happy to be a mom of 3 wonderful children.
I think it's important on Mother's Day for children to be able to say something about their mothers. And I have to say that my mother was a wonderful mother, showed us love unconditionally, told me that I was special, even though some of the teachers couldn't wonder why I was acting up. I'm like, because I'm special. But my mother is a wonderful mother, and she taught love, and she taught us to keep on keeping on.
I think mothers are they're the faith carriers. Their love is unconditional. I remember no matter how angry my mother would get with us, her love was always there. 5 minutes later would be, I love you. And I think when I look at my son, and I've always told him that he was a gift from God. And the day that I looked at him and realized that God had already molded his life before I brought him into this world, that I had to look at it that way. And whatever decisions he made, I had to make sure I instilled in him to go to the source first. And in the end, a mother will say, when you add it all up, the real cost of my love is no charge.
Amen, amen. That looks like a nice conclusion to what we're trying to say. And a lot. Oh, yes, there's a. Well, okay. I will give three folks here to say something. Or forever hold your peace.
I heard you last Sunday when you said you wanted somebody to come and say something about mothers.
You saw it, yes.
I got out the bed to come and talk about mothers.
Yes.
And your mother I wanted to talk about because she was my mother too.
Mm-hmm.
And Betty Golden, stand up please, because you have mothered me all my life from day one.
Betty.
Please, Betty, stand up. Yeah. I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's nice.
She's known me all my days. And motherhood is not just a noun, it is a verb, it's an action word. It's about all the mothers doing its who, what, where, when, and how. And in our life, they took care of all of us always. Our mothers were 10 women who took care of a group of young people from ages forever. Our lives intermingled. Susan, where's Susie? Is she here? Susie Reeder. We all grew up together, and Betty's children, our family.
It's all right. It's okay.
We had an amazing life. Our parents passed away very young. I had younger sisters who had to be mothered. I don't have children that I birthed, but I mothered many. I have godchildren that I mothered, and you have to set for them examples, which my parents, our parents set for us. You have to be exemplary and you want for them the best so that their joys are your joys. Their failures are your failures too, so that I knew what I wanted to say and now I can't.
It's all right. It's
put it
okay.
in words.
It's all right.
Motherhood is very important. It's about being, doing, always being for them what you want. Being the best for them so that they can be the best for themselves. And we have it so much here. I think about Miss Molaire, who was always my boss. She would tell me, this is your job. I think about Mother Lydia, who was the same. We have so many examples.
Yeah.
I think about the women in this church Edna, who tells me how to wear a hat.
Yeah.
I think about all of the women in this church who are mothering the children, each other, who pat each other on the back. I think about Mary, who hugs me when she brings me communion during Mass. I think it's just so important that we love and honor one another all the time, and we mother each other. I think about the choir and how I feel so fulfilled, even when I can't get to Mass and I can turn on the stream and feel it, the voices and the warmth and the love. And I think about when you don't see some of my family here, when I'm not here, it's because they come to share Mass with me at home because they don't want me to be by myself. That's mothering.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's important. And when people aren't here and you think about it, you know somebody can't get to Mass, it's a thing to do. That could be your calling. That you can go and share Mass with them. Because my family thinks about doing that for me. And it's not easy all the time, but they do it. And that's why I love this community. And this is such a special day. And it wasn't easy getting up this morning. But I had to be here. And when you said you wanted to share those thoughts, I had to be here.
You just have to be part of it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. No. Okay. Okay.
So being a mother is a blessing. For some of us, it's not so easy to get somebody here healthy and sound. Some of us takes a few tries.
Yeah.
And I just love the cuddles at night that I get asked for. And my mission is to make sure that I can give my daughter and introduce her to everything she needs so that she can be the person God created her to be. And that's my goal.
Thank you. Thank you. The last one here. Yes. Okay.
I would say motherhood is a blessing from the Lord. I'm very grateful that I am able to raise an amazing daughter, and I thank all the mothers of the church that helped shape me into a better mother as well.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is a wonderful. You want to share now?
Is that okay?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just real quick.
Yes.
Just real quick, I had a vision that when my grandbabies really helped me to understand this, when we hold them to our heart and we hold our babies to our heart, and we just can stay there forever and ever, always remember that that is how God is holding us. And that's what motherhood means to me.
Yes, yes. And I think you have made the homily. Congratulations. This is wonderful. This is all we want to say today and we want to celebrate today. And I want to conclude it by singing a song that connects the gift of motherhood to the Ascension Day. Because Jesus left physically so that we will take his place physically. We now are Jesus in the world. We are supposed to hang on the cross. And mothers hang on the cross all the time for their children. And so the message of ascension is the same as what mothers are trying to do in the world. All of us are called to be sacrificial, but then mothers show us how to follow Jesus in a sacrificial loving. So the song says, I will never forget you, my people. It is God who is speaking. So hear it that way. I will never forget you, my people. I have carved you on the palm of my hand. I will never forget you. I will not leave you orphans. I will never forget my own. Does a mother forget a baby, or a woman the child within her home? Yet even if these forget, I will never forget my own. Thank you very much, mothers. God bless you.